This week on Yelling About Movies.
Hold on. Scott, let me ask you, Scott, have you ever walked out of a movie?
Me?
Yes.
I turned off Velvet Goldmine.
Twice. I
You've
walked
actually
out
gotten
of
out of the seat and walked out of a movie.
I walked out. Okay, two films I walked out of. I walked out of The Devil's Daughter in 1985 because it was so boring and bad.
Okay.
I walked out of a film called Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde
I remember that one.
with Timothy Daly and Sean Young. Because it's like I went saw I got it for free at the Alexandria. I was like, everybody was with this film was I gotta leave. It's like, okay, fine, we're leaving. So that's it.
To my knowledge,
Let's go around.
I have never walked out of a movie.
Until
Because I have that, I gotta finish it.
Same here. Mostly that works. Sometimes I have to walk.
I got up out of my seat during Jaws 4 and started heading for the exit, and I'm like, well, maybe it'll get better. You know what? It didn't. Neither, same thing. Escape from LA.
Mhm.
I got out of my seat. I started heading for the exit, like, well, maybe it'll get better.
I
You know,
love you for that, Chris. I do.
I have a friend that will walk out of a movie within the first 10 minutes if he thinks it's a piece of shit. He doesn't care if it's going to get better. And I'm like, we went to go see John Carpenter's Vampires together in New York. And 45 minutes in the movie, he's like, you know what? And I'm like, where you going?
And Don, it's your turn. What'd you walk out on?
I walked out on Under the Volcano with Albert Finney.
Oh my God! I played that at the Vogue when I was manager there.
Oh fuck!
You
It was
should
just
have walked out. It's so bad.
oh, it's tedious and awful and just
That was
fuck.
Greenaway, right?
I'm just like fuck this guy. I hate this guy, and I walked out.
Showing up at the Rio.
Jim, have you ever walked out on a movie?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story. I walked out on oh God, it's William Hurt. It's Patty Chayefsky.
Oh, Altered
Green
States.
Altered States.
You walked out
But
on
the reason I walked out, one of the women who came with us decided to try mushrooms that evening. And I noticed like halfway through the movie, she never came back from the lobby, and I went out into the lobby. This was in a huge theater too. It might have been at the one there near Larkspur Landing. And she was in a fetal position on this couch in the middle of this huge empty lobby. And I like talked to her for a few minutes, and I said, well, perhaps we should go. And I took her home.
Okay, that's different than walking out.
That's different than you didn't walk out.
I walked out on it.
You did technically
I
walk
could have
out.
told her,
Walk out, but
well,
it wasn't your
then-
volition.
You should have said,
learn how to handle
William,
your drugs, bitch.
William Hurt's in there taking mushrooms too. You should come in and see what happens to
He's
him.
doing it with a deprivation.
William
thing.
Hurt was doing ayahuasca before ayahuasca was cool.